everyone, the Honorable to my lecturer, Mr. Dr. Andes Budianto MA, and all my dear friends who was watching my video, my explanation in English for the purpose. May we always be given God's unlimited blessings, even in this pandemic condition. May we always be given in blessings of health. Before I explain about my presentation, let me introduce myself. My name is Selvi Herlina from the Faculty of Economics and Business, majoring in Management. In my presentation this time, Module 14, I want to discuss presenting the topic below. 1. How we approach Society 5.0. Number 2, merging cyberspace with physical space. Number 3, knowledge-intensive society. 4, data-driven society. And 5, Industry 4.0 and Society 5.0. One, how we approach Society 5.0. The basic schema of Society 5.0 is that data are collected from the real world and processed by computers, with the result being applied in the real world. So what makes Society 5.0 different? Instead of having each system operating within a limited scope, such as keeping a room comfortable, supplying energy, or ensuring that the trains run to time, Society 5.0 will have systems that operate throughout society in an integrated fashion. However, in the case of Society 5.0, cyberspace does not just mean a space for exchanging vast volumes of data, it also means a space created by computer networks for analyzing problems and modeling practical real-world solution. When the computer system of Society 5.0 analyze raw real-world data, they must use structure that mirror the real physical world. Number 2, merging cyberspace with physical space. In the previous section, we learned that the underlying mechanism of Society 5.0 is the merging of cyberspace with the physical space, a real world. This section further clarifies what such a convergence means and how it can benefit society. A. Modeling real-world issues. Cyberspace is the electronic world inside computers. Data from the physical space, real world, are analyzed in cyberspace so as to derive solution for managing or improving society. Once these solutions are implemented in physical space or real world, the outcomes are evaluated, which generates data. This data is then input back into cyberspace for analysis, and if there are any problems, further solution will be derived. B. Understanding how services are interconnected. When the convergence comes to written models that had until then been generated separately in each system will become interconnected in cyberspace. Consequently, we will come to see how different services interconnect. How will this insight benefit society? We rely on many types of service, including those related to energy, transport, water, healthcare, public security, distribution, retail, education, and entertainment. It may appear that each service is separate, but they are interconnect to build a better society. We must learn to see how services interconnect and devise solutions accordingly. C. Accumulating and sharing knowledge. Services are not the only things that can be linked in cyberspace. Cities can be linked with other cities and societies with other societies. By modeling a city societies in cyberspace and linking it with other cities or societies, it will be possible to extrapolate exciting knowledge. Let us consider an example. Imagine that you have analyzed some data pertaining to a given city using a certain method. This method may be applicable to another city as the two cities have different environment. The result of your analysis in the second city may have limited use in the round form, but the analytical method itself applicable to both cities. Now, let us say to you implement a strategy in one city and record the outcome. Whether the strategy proves a success or a failure, the lessons could be applied to other cities in many cases, like with test data on solution to problems in Japan may be applicable to emerging nations. The rabies causing physical and temporal barriers. Number 3, knowledge-intensive society. Society 5.0 identifies their elements that drive social innovation, data, information, and knowledge. In this section, we clarify that what these terms mean and describe the ways in which Society 5.0 constitute a knowledge-intensive society. What is knowledge-intensive society? Data becomes useful to us once we convert to information and when into knowledge. Here, this conversion process has been driven by human-computer interaction in Society 5.0. The process will be driven without human intervention of the three elements. Human will only gain greater opportunities to access our derived knowledge, the final output of the conversation process. 4. Data-driven society. What is a data-driven society? More simply, the data-driven society is a society where data are converted into information and knowledge, which when drive or, as the literature say, move the real world. As accurate as this definition may be, it might still leave leaders nonplussed. The previous section described the relationship between data, information, and knowledge, but these do not give us a clear picture of how data drives the real world. So, how exactly does data drive the world? It drives the world into different ways. First, data drives the world indirectly via humans. That is, vast resource of data informed to good human decision making, which then affect change in the world. Second, data drive the world directly without the mediation of humans. Through automated process, let us consider example of both. In the data-driven society, however, the data available will be changing in volume and breadth. And the real-time data booth technology allows to monitor the traffic flows across the city as a whole in real time. Number 5, Industry 4.0 and Society 5.0. There are some differences, however, Industry 4.0 advocates smart factories, while Society 5.0 calls for a super smart society. In addition, although good vision advocate the development of cyber-physical system, the scope of development difference in Industry 5.0 CBS to be deployed in the manufacturing environment, while in Society 5.0, it is to be deployed across society as a whole. In the case of Society 5.0, one key challenge concerns how to optimally balance the needs of society with the needs of the individual. We cannot achieve progress until we solve this problem. The actors involved in policy and technology must coordinate with each other so that everyone understands how each policy proposal or technological development fits into and contributes towards Society 5.0. Otherwise, their actor will pursue their own particular technologies or policies in uncoordinated fashion without understanding how they fit into the larger picture of Society 5.0. 0. Maybe that's enough my presentation that I can convey. More or less, I'm sorry if there are wrong words in delivery. Once again, I say thank you. Have a good day all.